Yo, back at it again with another video. So I will be doing these daily from now on because just like my last video, consistency is key. And there's a difference between perfection and consistency, right? You can't be perfect unless you are a robot, basically. And there's some areas where you can be completely perfect, obviously. But this is what consistency looks like. So I have a calendar right here, right? You see how there's empty pages? There's days where I didn't write anything, right? That's consistency. I wrote down, let's say 40%, maybe it was 50% of the time. I wrote down what I needed to do for that day, the most important task, the easiest task to get done that are important and, relatively simple to achieve. So I know how I need to do the day, basically. Consistency isn't perfection. You can't be perfect every single day, because when you're a complete failure, you can't just become 100% consistent and perfect, right? You can't go from 1 to 100. You go from 1 to 2 to 3 to maybe then 6, right? So you basically, it's gradual. It's sudden and then gradual and then exponential. There's steps, It's like climbing a staircase, You can't take the largest step and then, jump all the way to the top of the staircase. You have to consistently keep stepping to get to the top, right? So there's levels to it. And I read this, the most important thing I've read to build consistency and build better habits is, I read it in this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he says, when you are trying to build a new habit, take it 1% of it at a time, right? So say scheduling, for example. I want to schedule every single day of my life because it's how you are structured and how you are focused, right? So I take the first day, I write a few things, like 3 things, let's say, that I want to do, right? Say like simple things like work out, meditate, brush my teeth, simple things that I need to do every single day and that I can do, just write that down. So you're in that, building the habit, getting 1% better at scheduling. And you take this and apply it to other things like learning a new skill, It's like reading, when you're getting taught how to read, first you have to learn the alphabet, and then you have to learn sentences. Well, before that, you have to even learn what words mean and how to pronounce them. There's steps to learning every single thing. So it's like growing a plant, You start with the seed. You plant it in the soil and it looks like nothing is happening for weeks, even months for some plants, Some plants take months of watering and seeing no growth on top because it's all happening from the bottom. It's all happening from the roots, from the initial start point, So, and there's no reason not to get better every single day, 1% at a time, because consistency it's not perfection, guys. We won't be perfect in the beginning, but you can become perfect. You can't be a perfectionist, but you can be, consistent. I don't know. You can be consistent, right? So basically, the best habits, the best tips I have for building consistency is just take it slowly, It's like working out. You can't start benching 100 pounds when you can't even bench 50. You'll literally break yourself and destroy yourself and then be set even further behind, You cannot reach burnout as well with consistency, right? You can't overload yourself and go all out unless you have the actual willpower and mental capacity to do it, which, if you actually have the drive, you can do a lot more than 1% every day. But for a complete noob and a complete beginner, you have to take it very slowly. You have to realize that progress is progress, even if it doesn't look like that much, So basically I scheduled for 1 month, right? And it was consistent, but not, it was consistent, but not inconsistent, you know? So I didn't do it perfectly. I didn't schedule every single day. There was days I didn't write anything, but I still did stuff, you know, obviously that I needed to do. So it's like compound interest, you know? $1 getting 1% yield will look like nothing until, you know, years after the line. Then it'll actually start, you know, compound interest, you know how that works basically. And see if I got any other ideas here. I should have scripted this video way more structured. Like, that's what I need to do, you know, because I just realized that I took way too long of a break and I was inconsistent with my uploads and my scheduling for these types of videos. But basically, yeah, consistency is what builds habits easily. Working out every single day, even if it's 10 minutes a day, will lead to the next week 20 minutes a day and becoming stronger, you know? You build muscle over time. You don't get a six-pack overnight. So, yeah, and you must create and work on something that you're truly passionate for, and that you have when you work on it, it feels like you could work on it forever. And when you work on it and you get into a roadblock and you might you get into a something that's stopping you, you know, like something that is preventing you from moving forward, but if you're truly passionate about it, it'll only intrigue you more, and you'll start learning about how to overcome that obstacle. Those are what you need to be working on. Something that if you do fail, you are intrigued or whatever. You're just motivated to move forward even though you failed, right? So you can't expect everything to be perfect, because then you'd never even start a project. This is insane. I wrote that down. So if you expect something to be perfect, you know, it's just like these videos. I started recording this video only with the idea of how to build consistency, and then I had that one tip, and now that I'm reading through my notes, I found a better idea right here. So literally, you'll never start anything if you think it's going to be perfect, you know? It's just like playing a video game, right? You're going to be a complete bot at the game. You're going to suck. But if you really enjoy the game and you really love the game, you're going to learn new ways. You're going to watch more people. You're going to, you know, it's going to feel like fun, you know, basically. Even being bad, it'll feel fun still. So it's constant failure that leads to constant learning. 90% of your work will be in vain. Like, say 90% of my videos will get 5 views, 10 views. But there's going to be that one video, that 10% of my videos, they're going to blow up and they're going to, you know, go viral, I guess, right? They're going to reach some people. Somebody's going to gain information from it that they, you know, haven't heard before, hopefully, right? That's the idea. So it's 10% of the wins, even less than that. And you can still win inevitably. So literally, winning is inevitable if you're only working towards winning, right? Like, you're never going to fail if you are working on something. You know, there's nobody that fails when they learn from their mistakes. They learn from the failures. They learn from other people's mistakes, because that's huge too. You can avoid failing as well if you learn from other people's mistakes. If you read a ton of books, if you watch YouTube videos on whatever you're trying to learn, you're going to cut corners and learn tips and tricks on how to cut those corners to not fail, and it'll save you time. So if you're truly passionate about it, instead of taking a year to do something, it'll take you half that time, because you're doing it and you're learning it at the same time from other people, and you're tracking your progress, and you're building consistency, literally. So I guess that's going to do it for this video. 10 minutes, pretty good. You know, videos every single day about just random knowledge, you know. Consistency is key. Literally just everything in life is building blocks. Like literally, it's like literally growing a plant is the best example I have, because I love growing plants, and I could have never grown a plant if I never planted the seed. If I never had the soil and planted the seed and then watered it for weeks, I would have never had the flower, you know? I would have never had the vegetable. It's literally, that's what life is like, you know? You would never do anything if you don't realize that it takes time and effort and learning and failing and winning, you know? That's how you become a winner. You become a winner from being a failure for so long. You know, nobody is a winner overnight. Nobody's a winner over the course of 1 year unless they were legitimately grinding and found the best method, you know? So it's literally like making money, you know? Nobody becomes a millionaire in 1 year unless they have failed for 10 years or 5 years, you know? Or unless you got lucky, you know? Which you'll create your own luck. You will create your own luck eventually by learning so many ways, and the best ways, you know? So yeah, that's gonna do it. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I have another channel about crypto and finance, basically, on how to get money, literally. It's a little bit more advanced than beginner wise, but I will make beginner videos, obviously, how to, you know, get started and all that into investing. So, but yeah, make sure you I already said it. Peace out, guys.